Captain Bruno Fernandes is likely to miss our game against Everton. Welcome to the United Hotspot. Here is the early team news ahead of that game against an opponent from Merseyside. Guys, it is looking concerning. Today, I was going through all the footage of the training today at Carrington, and guess what? Bruno Fernandes was a no-show, but he wasn't alone. But he's the most important player, probably. I don't remember the last time Manchester United played a game without Bruno. He's a guy who always pushes himself to be available for the team, but the captain, it seems to be taken down this time around. Well, we'll wait for a confirmation from the manager Eric Ten Hag on Friday in his press conference. He'll certainly talk about this, but the reality is not seeing him in training is quite rare. We've seen most of all the players we expect to be fit, but Bruno is doubted. This guy has played literally every game there is to play for the whole of last year, for the whole of this year, except those where he was suspended. But it sort of worries me, even if I knew and I've already said that Bruno needed a bit of a rest. But at this point in time, we can't afford to lose him because we've got so many injuries. Players like Mason Mount, who should have come in there and fill the gap, are not there. We've got a high pressure 3 games coming up because we understand Eric Ten Hag has got an ultimatum. It doesn't look good at all. It's certainly ugly. Let's wait and see whether he was just told to rest and not train. But we know that he was forcing himself in the past couple of games that we've been playing. Big update there. But a big doubt there, a dubious one at that. Now, he's not alone. Rasmus Højlund, who was expected most probably to be returning against Everton, also missed training. He was not seen in the footage, non training today. And it's again a bit of a concern because then it shows you Eric Ten Hag has got to be creative again and look for solutions in terms of which striker will come out there and get the goals against Everton. There is also Harry Maguire, who was also reportedly expected to return on the 9th. That will be for that Everton game, but he wasn't seen in the footage, not part of the footage in training. Neither was Johnny Evans. So you see how important these players are going into a game against a Merseyside team, an Everton team, where we need all the experience we can get on the pitch. Obviously, it is going to be a huge blow to us and our quest to bounce back and keep our hunt for a top 4 on. But at times in football, managers do come up with mind games because it's possible that they deliberately pulled those players out of the footage that they shared because this was not me at Carrington. This is footage I saw that they shared for everyone to see on the website and everywhere. And it's possible that they kept them out of the footage so that Everton think that these guys are not going to be there, only for them to arrive as a surprise. So again, that is possible. It can't be a tactic because lately, people can go and camp and try to follow your website and see who is training, who is fit, and they plan for you. So maybe that could be the case. But if it's not the case, then I saw a lot of youngsters there training, including Harry Amas. I saw so many of these youngsters training. Kambwala, I expect Kambwala, by the way, to play in that game, probably starting. If all these players are injured, it's most probable that we are going to see Kambwala playing a couple of minutes in that game. Of course, we know we've got Victor Lindelof, but Lindelof could most probably be pushed to the left. Then Kambwala plays central defense together with Rafael Varane. Most probably that could be the plan against Everton. And then up front, I've seen, I have my feelings, I get a sense that Ahmad could play a significant role against Everton. I get the sense, just following the training and talking to people, I get the sense that it's beginning to come. His time is not so far. I get the sense, and he could get a chance against Everton. I do really strongly get that sense that it could happen for him. So there is Ahmad. Then I saw, of course, even Scott McTominay. I was not today. Of course, yesterday he trained, but I think McTominay will be there. There is no doubt he will be there. But for me, I don't care who is there. I saw Kobe Maino trained extremely well. He was, again, orchestrating things, and he was training happy and serious. Kobe with Casemiro as well. So I think some of our core players are there, which is a good thing to see. But for me, I think regardless who is there, I think these games we are heading into are all about players being psyched. You play for your hearts out, just run, just fight, die a little. For me, it won't be about the captain being there or not, whoever wear the armband, either Scott McTominay or Andre Onana or Casemiro, whoever puts on the armband, it doesn't matter. We should be able to come out there and put on a good show in this game, because for me, it's about the psyche now, because we are at war. Every game, like Eric Ten Hag has been saying, is a final. We are at war, and we are playing against a team that's also at war. So that alone should psych us up to do our best and push until we can push no more, because it's certainly going to be a very, very important game. Remember, after Everton, we do take on another Merseyside opponent. That's Liverpool. So it's going to be two games, two consecutive high pressure games for Man United, and both of them happening at home. Remember, we've lost two games in a row. We stand the risk of a risk of losing four games in a row, and no manager loses four games in a row and survives that. In the history of Man United, it doesn't happen. We can't lose. If we lost against Fulham, we lose against Man City. If we lose against Everton at home, lose against Liverpool at home, trust you me, Eric Ten Hag will not make it to the third game. So it won't matter the injuries. I think for me, whichever players will be trusted by the boss will be given that confidence to go out there and play, should be able to die for the badge, knowing that we cannot afford to lose. Even just one of the two games will cause problems, because the fact is, these games are at home. It should be an advantage, but lately Fulham proved to us that even Old Trafford is no longer a fortress. So maybe the home game came a bit too early. See, if you lose away like we lost at the Etihad Stadium, it's an away game. There's that away fan, or home fan, home advantage for the home team and stuff. You can get away with it, but losing home just after losing to Fulham just a few days ago, everyone is about to forget about the good run we had before the Fulham loss and the Man City loss. The good run we had before in terms of winning, not in terms of display. So that no one will care about that. Eric Ten Hag and the players should know well that we cannot afford to lose. Now that means again the game plan should be clear. It should be a balanced game plan, because we leak goals, we leak more goals than we score. So we should be disciplined in how we play. How are we going to be disciplined with these young players we're having, with all the injuries we have and the doubts we have? Certainly, Eric Ten Hag might want to play a solid midfield, pack the midfield, forget about the single pivot, because Casemiro will be exposed. So for me, the situation we are in should be able to dictate for us the game plan. Should be clear. Be a little cautious, because the teams you're playing with are hungry and they will come at us with confidence. Yet we can't afford to lose, because United, we consider a goal, we go into panic mode. So we should be cautious, but also knowing that we've got to be as clinical, because we are not going to get so many chances anyway. The few chances we get have got to be taken. So at this point, it's a balance of football and chess for Manchester United. So let's hope we can grind a result. But trust you me, the situation we are in now as Man United is a high pressure situation. I can't imagine the kind of life Eric Ten Hag is leading now. I think he has some sleepless nights indeed. But that's the nature of the game, and that's what you get if you're trusted with the job of managing the biggest football club in the world. That was a quick update concerning the team, and what I see based on the footage I saw. We could be seeing a couple of second choice players playing, but it shouldn't matter. We can win this one. My name is Webb. This is the United of Sport. Subscribe.